Well, it's a rather windy morning in the middle of May. I'm here in the shipping yard of the Garden Splendor Nursery, and I'm answering a question sent in by Sheila, who I think lives in Hyannis in Cape Cod. She recently bought a Clematis Killian Donahue, and she's wondering if it needs pruning, and if so, how to do it. Now, this type of clematis is classified as large flowered hybrids, and when you see the size of these flowers that are almost as big as your hand, there's no prizes for guessing why that has come about. Well, the nice thing about this type is that they flower twice in the 1 year. Now in late spring, early summer, and then often a really nice flush again in late summer or early fall. And the trick with pruning them is to obviously encourage the maximum flowers at both of that time. Now they're flowering now in springtime on the wood that was created last year, so you don't have to do any pruning with them at all in springtime. But once this flush begins to go over and the tepals, which is what they call the petals of the flowers, fall off, you go through and trim back all the old flower heads and any rank wayward shoots, and just trim it back so that it encourages fresh young growth. Now you don't need to cut it back hard, just a light trim is all that you need. That will then encourage plenty of young fresh growth that come late summer or fall will be loaded with lots of flowers like this. As for the culture of the plant, remember the old adage, clematis like their heads in the sun and roots in the shade. They like a nice cool root run. They also want well-drained conditions, and outside of that they're really very easy to grow. You can imagine how this would look on a trellis or an arbor 8 foot tall, a wall of flowers. It's a really beautiful variety. So that's how simple it is, and I said that you couldn't really go wrong. Well, if you do prune them by mistake, there's nothing lost because they will grow out and flower eventually. So don't be worried if you do trim them accidentally. The other thing that's important to mention is that at Garden Splendor we go to a lot of trouble to grow nice big full-size specimens like this that get you off to the perfect start. Now if you had a little small spindly thin plant, it's probably a good idea to trim that back again to stimulate plenty of growth. But with specimens like this, you really don't need to do it. Just take it and plant it, water it during dry periods, and perhaps even give it some additional fertilizer just to keep it growing nice and strongly. So there you are, Sheila. It's really very easy. I hope you enjoy growing your Killian Donahue. And if anyone else has any questions, drop us a line on our website gardensplendor.com, and we'll see if we can answer your gardening questions too. Meanwhile, this is David Wilson for Garden Splendor. Enjoy your gardening. It's good for us, and it's very good for our environment too.
Garden Splendor, the plant's worth remembering.